FaTkaT Nation, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy FaTkaT, of course, bringing you another one, man. So let's go real quick. Just wanted to talk to you guys for a quick second, man. I got my Gianni, as you guys know. Gianni. Gianni is doing jiu-jitsu right now for the first time in months. Well, they've been doing jiu-jitsu the whole time, but over Zoom. But it's the first time he's going back to the class to go train. Noah, as you guys know, is my youngest son, and he is not back yet because we're just not comfortable with putting him around that situation yet, as far as, you know, where everything's going on and the pandemic and everything else, because he is a little bit more sensitive to sickness and things like that, right? So we got to make sure we kind of watch him a little bit more. So anyway, man, so we'll let Gianni in there. We're gonna see how that goes, and then we go from there. But real quick, man, let me go ahead and get this story time out the way, man. You guys see the title of the video. I thought this would be a good topic because I always get a lot of questions, DMs, and even comments as far as ways to get good deals or whatnot. So this particular video is probably more for the younger people. If you've been doing this for a while and you already got your own strategies and everything else, this may not be the video for you. So I appreciate you for tuning into the video, but this may not be the video for you, unless of course you want to stick around because you're a hater and you want to pick apart everything that I'm going to say, and then voice that or type that opinion in the comment section, which at that point, hey, I'm not mad at you either, man. Do as you will. But anyway, now remember, I always got to say these, man. Results are not typical. These are things that I've done throughout the years that have helped me, but everybody has a different experience. It all depends on the person that's helping you, you know, or your salesperson. Depends on your you know, the dealership. I mean, it depends on a lot of different things, man. It depends on all kind of factors, man. So results are not typical, man, but these are ways that I found that make it I guess easier, not easier, but ways that gotten the best deals for me when I went to go buy a car. So first I would say, man, the very first car that I bought, brand spanking new, like literally me, my very first car that I bought was a 2002 Mazda Protege 5, and I bought it from my wife when she was pregnant with our son, our first son, Cyril. And I was getting ready to join the military, and she didn't want to drive my car. I had a Monte Carlo at the time, all done up, you know, as far as modifications and whatever the case, right? Customized. And she didn't want to drive that car because she was like, it's too big and this and that, or what. It was a 95 Monte Carlo, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, but she was like, you know, it's too big and everything else. Anyway, she didn't want to drive that car for whatever reason, so I went and got her own car, and it was a Mazda Protege 5, and I was 20, I think I was 20 years old, 20 or 21 years old. First car I ever bought, brand spanking new, on my own, you know, no help from anybody. Anyway, so like I said, throughout the years I've learned a couple things. I would tell you, man, probably when I started getting good at making deals was probably in 2011, when we bought a brand new Expedition, man. We bought a brand new Expedition out the box, brand spanking new, had literally 3 miles on it. All right, they wanted $45,000 for that truck, and me and my wife, we went in there as a tag team. We came out of there with 30 grand out the door, as he called it, busting bugs down the road or something like that. I don't know, it was some kind of saying that the salesperson had, busting bugs down the road. Anyway, we came out of there at 30 grand out the door, period. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted 45,000, and we got them all the way down, literally out the door at 30,000, which means they sold us the car for probably, I don't know, 27, 28, around there, because then you add in your tax and everything else, right? So it is what it is. So how did we get that? Oh, and by the way, and then from there, man, what other car did I buy brand new after that? Because, you know, I bought a couple cars used, but this is mainly for cars that you buy brand new, because brand new is where you can do like the better deals. You got more negotiation room with the brand new cars because they got more incentives and things like that, or whatever they could give you. Used cars, they're just trying to make as much as they can, because let's say, you know, if they give somebody 20 grand for the car, they put on a lot for 25 grand, you know, they don't want to lose a lot of money. So the chances of you getting it for 23 or 22, it could be done, but they're a little bit less likely to wiggle on cars like that, because you know they want to make as much money as you can. And on top of that, they'd rather just send it to auction if they don't get what they want, and basically play, you know, go down that route and you know, hope they get as much as they can out of that. If it sits there for, you know, 30 days or so, a month or two. But anyway, but with that being said though, so we bought the Expedition, and we bought what else? What other new car that I bought? Oh, the car I'm sitting in right now. We bought the Explorer Sport, bought brand new, and then we bought obviously my car, the Explorer Sport. This one, that my wife's car, was, I want to say it was 50. They wanted like 55, and we ended up coming out the door at right around 40. I think it was like 41 or 42 after everything. I was like, when the hell did Explorers get so damn expensive? I was surprised too that they wanted that much for an Explorer Sport. But yeah, but I think it was right around 55 with everything. Okay, but this car is fully loaded though, I will give you that. But we ended up with, like I said, we ended up with about 40, 41 around there out the door. And then my car, like I said, it was stickered at 50, and we ended up coming out of there at, well, after everything trading and all that, finance 29. Or I should say the price that we, you know, were leaving out the door was 46. I believe it was 46. And then from there, you know, obviously we got the trade-ins and everything else, and went down to 29. So that one was a little bit hard to deal, because you know, they just weren't budging on anything, because I got it literally in the beginning of the year of 2019, and they just, Dodge was not even giving incentives at that point. So they were like, there's no incentives, there's no cash back, there's no nothing. A few months later, they started giving out all kind of incentives and deals, and this and that. People were getting it for, you know, 10,000 off sticker and everything else. But when I bought my car, there was none of that, not even from Dodge or you know, whatever, from the manufacturer. So anyway, man, so I would give you this, man. Here goes my tips on trying to get a good deal on a car, man. First tip is, when you walk in, actually I would tell you this, if you have a trade, right? If you have a trade, before you even go to the dealership, make sure you look up your car. See, now with the internet, man, so many different things are available, so many tools are available. Like, there was no available tools back in, you know, 2011 when I bought the Expedition, or at least they weren't readily available like that. I mean, internet obviously was around, but there wasn't no available tools like that where you could just look up information at the drop of a dime. Now you can look up any kind of information. You have all the information at your fingertips. So I would say right now, man, if you're going to do a trade-in, make sure you take the trade-in value with you for your car, man, and be honest on those things. So, like, you know, first of all, I don't care if you bought a 2020 today and you take it back in 2 weeks, your car is never going to be excellent. They are never going to give you that excellent mark or whatever, because it's a used car, period. So not from a dealership standpoint. Now when they turn around and try to sell it, they're going to say brand new, excellent condition, but they're just not going to give you that, man. You're just, I mean, it is what it is. Now you can always try it, but chances are they're not going to give you that excellent mark. So you're always going to go in there as what's the next one down? I don't know if it's good. Yeah, because you got excellent, good, and then you got fair, right? And then poor. And that's if you use black book, blue book, not NADA, whatever. Anyway, so always use the one that, if your car's in good condition, the one right under excellent, right? So you print them out from, you put all your information in on blue book, I think it's black book, NADA, and then if you can, use the auction as well, right? If you could do that, you bring them all with you. You don't necessarily have to show them, but you bring them with you in your pocket or whatever the case, right? You bring them with you, so you just have it with you, right? In your little folder, your wife's purse, whatever the case, man. Second thing I would say is, when you get to the dealership, oh, another thing is, I forgot, before you even walk into the dealership, find the car that you're interested in, build that car out, right? Build that car out, because there's ways you can build the car out now on the internet, and then you can get you could get the sticker price for that car, but then more importantly, you'll get the invoice. So you will have the invoice already for what you have. As a matter of fact, if you find the car online, like at a dealership, right, you could punch in, I think, the VIN number, and it will give you the invoice, because it will bring out every single option that car has, and it will give you the invoice for that car. If you don't know what the invoice is how much the dealership paid for that car, right? Another thing that I like to do is, before I walk in, it's just me, is I like to get pre-approval from I have a credit union. You can get it from your bank, your credit union, whatever it is, but you get a pre-approval. Now, the pre-approval, what that does is, yes, can you, does it give you like an extra sort of power over them? Not necessarily, but you already have cash in your pocket, basically. So it's almost like you walking in literally with a briefcase full of cash, and now you kind of, with negotiating terms, you know what you want to do, and you know what you want to go with as far as money wise. And on top of that, if you already get a pre-approval, you already have it in your head what your payments will be. Maybe not exactly, because it literally just depends on what you actually sign and what you're going to finance. But you already have an idea. If I use this much, it's going to be this amount. If I use this much, it's going to be that amount, right? And you don't have to, when you do a pre-approval, let's say you get approved for 60,000, you don't have to use 60,000. Not just, if you walk in there saying, man, I got 60, all right, man, 58, you know, we're going to get you out the door for 59.9. You were like, hell yeah, I got a $60,000 check. No, it's up to that amount. So you still negotiate as much as you can to get that, you know, to get that fee down. So if I got a $60,000 pre-approval check in my pocket, if I could get that car for 45 or whatever, I'm just throwing out numbers, right? That's way better, because now whatever number they gave you, say, hey, your payments are going to be this if you use 60,000, but you end up only financing 45, your payments are going to be way lower, right? Because you didn't use the full 60. But anyway, but it's better for me. It's better to go ahead and get pre-approved that way you got cash in hand already in your pocket, and you do not have to worry about them wasting your time with going through, because that's one of their tactics, is to have you sitting in the lobby or whatever the case, right, for 6 hours, 7 hours, and you just become delirious. And then when they start throwing numbers at you, you're just like, okay, fine, I'll take it, right? Because you're ready to go. That's one of the tactics, right? So if you go in there already, be like, I don't need to run my credit, this and that, I'm good, I already got a pre-approval. The first thing they're going to ask you, oh, how much did you get approved for? Don't worry about it. They don't need to know how much you got approved for, because that's just giving them ammunition to say, well, we have up to $60,000 to work with, so we're not going to budge. So they don't need to know how much you got pre-approved for, right? And you know, you don't got to be mean about it, you don't got to be rude about it, but just, oh, okay, what'd you get pre-approved for? I'd rather not say. And they got no choice but to go with that, right? They cannot force you to tell you, to tell them how much you got pre-approved for. But when they start, if you find a car and everything else, right, or you already know the car you're interested in, before they even start talking numbers about the sticker and all this other stuff, man, first thing you need to say is, show me the invoice. All right? Now, remember, you already have the invoice in hand, but this is going to be a good guide to know if this dealership is going to be dealing with you straight up or not. Show me the invoice for the car, please. When you request that, a good dealership will show you the invoice. If they want to hide it from you, I would walk away, man. Right then and there, from the beginning, just walk away, because they're not trying to deal straight up with you. They're trying to hide behind corners. It's not like, there's no, like, if you request the invoice, they're not required to show it to you, but any good dealership will have no problems in showing you the invoice. All right, so let me see the invoice. If they start writing numbers, nope, I want to see the printed, black and white printed copy of the invoice. All right, again, any good dealership will be like, all right, I'll be right back, and he'll bring out a printed version of that invoice. All right, so right then and there, you'll see whatever it is that they paid for the car. You'll see what the dealership paid for the car. I used to have a friend that used to work at a dealership. I think he still works there. I haven't talked to him in a while though, but I had a friend, actually I had two people back in the day that worked at dealerships. Now, it might have changed since then, but what they have told me is, this is what they've told me, work the dealerships, anything over $250 is a profit for the dealership, right? Anything over $250. Anything over that is a bonus for them. It's profit. Now, don't take that and say, hey, if you only paid $47,000 for this car, I'm only going to give you $47,500. because you don't want to be an asshole about it either. At the end of the day, you got to remember that these people do have jobs, not just the dealership, right? The dealership's trying to make money, right? They got to make a little money. It's a business. And on top of that, the salesperson, you know, they got kids to feed, they got families, they got to put food on the table, they got bills to pay. So you got to understand, this is a job. So obviously they work off commission. So the more money they make, the better. But at the end of the day, if you bring it forward, be like, look, man, I know you obviously you need to make some commission as well. I get it, I understand that, but just don't beat me over the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, let's make this fair for everybody around, and everybody have a better day. Simple as that. Anyway, so with that being said, man, you get the invoice, right? Now, oh, and by the way, as you're getting the invoice, obviously they're going to ask you, do you have a car to trade in? A car to trade in. Now, my personal thing is, I politely like to tell them, I don't want to speak about my trade yet, because you are negotiating the price of the car. You are not negotiating your trade. You're negotiating the price of the car, because what happens is they like to sprinkle in, there's like sugar, right? So they want to put that sugar in and sweeten it up, and it makes the numbers look pretty when they're trying to put your trade in there. But at the end of the day, your trade has nothing to do with the price of the car. It's two totally separate things. So there's no reason that you need to tell them that, you know, anything about your trade. You know, you could even say, I don't think so. Now I'm gonna keep my car. This wasn't. And at the end of the day, remember, they got no choice but to go with it, because you got a pre-approval. So they don't know what you got pre-approved for. They don't know if they didn't run your credit. They don't know if, you know, bro, you definitely need to trade in your car, because there's no way you're gonna be able to get this car if you don't trade it now. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case. So intermission, we got Gianni back in the car. Just finished jiu-jitsu. So, but let me go ahead and finish this video, man, while going on the way home. So, yeah, man. So, and I know this is already starting to get kind of long, and I'm sorry, I apologize, but you know, again, I'm a blabbermouth. But anyway, man. So again, so where do we leave off, man? Before we went in? Oh yeah. So, like I said, you already got the pre-approval, so there's no way that they're going to tell you that you can't get this car if you don't, you know, trade in that car, whatever the case. Point being is, don't talk about your trade. All right, just be like, I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna keep my car, this and that and third. Just make something up, and you know, I just want to talk up. You know, let's just get the numbers down for this one, for the new car, right? Once you get the price of the car, a price that you're comfortable with, right? Like I said, you've seen the invoice, you've seen everything. You're like, okay, you know, I could deal with that, right? I could deal with this price. Once you see that price, then you go and say, okay, you know what? I think I might go ahead and trade my car. Then let them go out there. Obviously, they're gonna take the pictures. They're gonna go talk to the manager. They're gonna do whatever. Remember, you still have the values in your pocket from Blue Book, Black Book, NADA, whatever the case. You still have those values in your pocket. So let them go, let them make the assessments or whatever the case. When they come back, you already know the numbers. If they're lowballing you, tell them, bro, you're lowballing me on my trade. Here you go. This is what my car is worth. Boom, boom, boom. Now, are they still going to give you that full value? Probably not, because it depends on the dealership. I've had dealerships give me the full value, but, and actually sometimes even more. But some dealerships may not want to give you that. But at least don't take too much of a, you know what I'm saying? Because some of the dealerships, they're going to be like, if your car is worth $10,000, $20,000, let's say your car is worth $20,000, they want to give you 12, and that's just, bro, come on, man, you're not doing that to me. But if it's worth $20,000, you know what I'm saying? All right, and whatever, to get the deal done, you want to give me 19.8. You know what? All right, man, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. But best case scenario is you want to get the full value of your car. You know what I'm saying? Or if not more. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't necessarily pull that out, my values, like, you know, off the rip. But if you know your car is worth $20,000 and they come with 18.5, you don't pull those numbers out yet. Talk to them and be like, hey, man, you know, come on, man, I know my car's worth more than that, whatever the case, you know, bro, just give me what my car's worth. Oh, but we know, like, come on, man, but you're close already, you know what I'm saying? So don't necessarily stick those numbers in their face just like that, if they're already kind of close to where you're supposed to be. Now, if they keep, what's his name, you know, like, no, that's it, that's what we're gonna give you, then you can pull out those numbers and be like, look, bro, I know my car is worth this. Let's just be fair about it. Okay, cool. Then you can go from there. All right. But like I said, these things have worked for me over and over and over again. Like again, every person is different. Every situation is different, right? There's no cookie cutter way to do it. If there was a cookie cutter way, then everybody will always get the best deals ever, or so on and so forth, man. And none of these dealerships will ever be making money. But there is no cookie cutter way to do it. But like I said, there are some best practices. Now, again, everybody is different. So these are best practices that I have learned that have helped me out throughout my time in buying cars. Also, which brings me to segue into when is the best time to buy a car. The absolute best time that I found to buy a car is, everybody says just go at the end of the month. That's true. But if you go, you gotta go at the end. But if you go to the end of the month, sometimes dealerships won't care about paying that tax or whatever the case for the next month, right? Because they still got a new car and it's whatever, right? I mean, dealerships, they already put that into the equation when it comes to selling cars. It's a dealership. It's a business. That's part of the equation. But some people say go around September, October because the new cars are coming on the lot, and you know they want to get rid of the old cars. Kind of true, yes, but they're still not like they are. You know, they got to make room, right? Yeah, but they're still not like these cars have to go. When do those cars have to go? Is literally the last day of that year. So for instance, let's say I wanted to go buy a 2020, right? Obviously this comes with if you got to be patient. But let's say I wanted to buy a 2020 Hellcat, right? The absolute best time for me to go buy a 2020 Hellcat would be December 31st, 2020. I'm sorry, 2021. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Of the next year, 2021. So if I wanted to buy a 2020, if I could find a 2020 in December 31st, 2021, that is the best time for you to buy it. Because, right, that is last year's model. That car's been sitting on the lot for a year now, right? Right? And they don't want to pay, but you know what I'm saying, but 2021 is still kind of sort of that current year, that current model. But they don't want to pay the taxes is going to be for that next one. That's how we ended up buying the Explorer. We bought the Explorer on December 31st of 2017, and it was a 2016, right? But we bought it brand spanking new. It was 2016. We bought it on December 30th, 2017. So it was just a holdover or layover or whatever, right? And they did not want this car sitting on the lot on January 1st, and then they got to pay all the fees and the taxes and everything else for this car. They didn't want to because they got the 2017s on the lot already. Or now, if you fast forward to now, they'll have the 2021s. That's the reason why my car, when I bought mine, that's why they weren't worried about budget, because even though it was, I bought mine in 2019. Wait, am I getting that right?
You bought your car in 2020.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Yeah. So you wanted the year. I'm sorry. You wanted to buy the last day of that year. I'm sorry. So you know how the cars come out in 2018, right? Or whatever, like I said, a year before. So for the 2020s, right, they came out in late 2019, right? For the most part. If you wait all the way until December 31st, 2020, then you'll have a better chance to get a deal. That's what I meant. All right. Sorry about the confusion. I know some of you guys are already like, oh my God, I'm typing because this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Blah, 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 blah. Calm down, relax. Hold your horses. I get it.
Oh no, we know YouTube though. They're gonna pause the video at this time.
Yeah, right. You guys just can't wait to call somebody out, man. Hope I'm not confusing y'all.
I'm hearing way too many numbers.
Yeah, I hope I'm not confusing y'all. So to bring it up to today's standards, right? If I had a 2020, again, the 2020s came out September, October. You started seeing 2020s on the lot, right? So if I wanted to buy a 2020 Hellcat, then I would want to wait until December 31st, December 30th or 31st of 2020, and then I'll probably get the best deal possible. All right. Whew. Sorry about that. All right. So there you go. So that might help you as well. It doesn't always work out like that, but those are literally the best times for you to buy a car, is the last day of that year model. All right, because they don't want to pay the fees for the next year or the taxes and all that. You know what I'm saying? They want to move the product. Obviously, it's a product at the end of the day, and they want to move it off their lot. I think I'm missing one or two things, but I don't remember, man. I kind of lost my train of thought when we started driving home. But for the most part, I want to say that's probably the best. You know, that's a good way to start off anyway, and you'll probably get the best deals using those type of practices. Again, I may not be 100% correct on everything that I said. It's just kind of what works for me, and you know how I've been comfortable buying vehicles these last couple years, and they've worked for me, and I've gotten, for us I should say, we've gotten pretty good deals using these type of quote-unquote tactics, right? So you can take it or you can leave it. It's up to you, but you basically got to get into a comfortable groove of how you go about doing these transactions and these deals. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the one thing that you hate to do is to sit in a dealership for 7-8 hours and have them have full control of the situation. Whereas if they're letting you sit there again all day long, coming back to you, talking to you every 10-15 minutes because they're running numbers, so on and so forth. I mean, like I said, that's just part of their tactics, man. And they just want you to kind of get tired, literally, like just to get fatigued, to get brain fatigue. And you're just like, bro, you know what? All right, man, cool. Like, I'll take it. And then you leave out of there, and next thing you know, you're like super upside down and everything else. And you know, then it just starts compiling from there. So that's not what you want to do. Like I said, if you go in there already kind of with your, you know, your clips loaded and everything else, gun on a holster, not literally, but you know, ready to go. As far as ready to negotiate, you got all the information already you have. Don't let them give you information. You already have the information, basically. You know what I'm saying? And you're already in there, ready to go, locked and loaded. I'm trying to remember. I think I'm forgetting something though.
Don't worry, YouTube's gonna call you out.
I know, right? YouTube will call me out. Don't worry about it. But I think I am forgetting something. I can't put my hand on it right now. I can't put my finger on it right now. So I'm home now. I couldn't remember what the other one was. But I think that's enough. I think that's a good start for you guys. I think if you use those tools, that'll help you guys out a lot. And actually, one correction too, as far as like the value of your trade, you can get it from a website, but actually you could get it from your bank or your credit union as well. You just tell them, you know, the car that you have, or whoever you already have your trade in. If you already have your loan with a particular bank or whatever, go to that bank. And tell them, you know, they could print out what your car is worth, the value of your car, and it tells you, the good, the fair, and you know, the excellent, whatever it is and that, right? So the bank will could also get that for you, so you get hard numbers from the bank, which is a good reference point, because obviously the banks are the ones who are doing the loans. So you know, a bank is only going to loan whatever a car is worth, and that's the numbers that go off of. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good place to get that information as well. Anyway, I think that's it though. I know this video's already been kind of long enough, so hopefully you guys learned a little something. Again, if you don't agree with everything that I said, hey, it's all good, man. Like I said, everybody has different practices. So again, don't take everything that I say for gospel. Just kind of use it as a guide, and you kind of have to, again, play with things here and there, whatever, and try different tactics or different methods or whatever the case, and then you make your own little thing, and you get something that's okay, this is what I do, and you know, you could do different routines or whatever the case whenever you go into a car dealership to do it, to buy a car. Like I said, everybody has their own ways of doing it, and there's no wrong way, man. It's just, you just have to know what works best for you. And you know, and maybe you don't want to do any of this. Maybe just like, you know what, if the car stickers for 50, I'm gonna buy the car at 50 grand. I don't want to hassle. I don't want to do anything, bro. Just give me the car and we're out of here. I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. You know, everybody has their own way of doing things. So everybody knows what's in their pockets and their accounts. They know what they can afford, and you know, and you just do whatever it is that fits best for your, you know, for your situation. Simple as that. All right. Other than that, I think that's it for me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys have any questions as far as where I buy anything from my cars, all the links are in the description, especially from Amazon, or the camera that I use or anything like that. If you want to start vlogging or whatever the case, everything is in the description, man. So make sure you guys go check that out. Also, July 5th, we are doing a cruise, a big cruise with my boy Garage Driven. We're doing a big cruise pretty much all around Orlando, from Orlando, Central Florida, Clearwater. And it should be pretty dope, man. So we're trying to, I know he was trying to get around at least 100 cars. It's all muscle cars. So it doesn't matter if you got a Mustang, a Camaro, whatever, Corvette, anything, man. Anything, any kind of muscle car related. It's all good, man. You know, definitely come out and enjoy the day. It should be a dope event where we're just gonna go out, hang out, cruise around, and you know, and spend some time with fellow muscle car enthusiasts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, follow me on Instagram, man, because again, I am trying to get up to at least 10,000 followers on Instagram, so that way I can kind of open up a couple more features for you guys. But you know, I take a lot of pictures on there. I don't just use it as a promotion tool for my YouTube. I do that as well. But I also just post regular pictures of my car and things like that, or other, you know, certain things or whatever that I'm going, events or whatnot. But the events and stuff like that I am going to, I post it faster on IG than I do anywhere else, because it's just faster to get it out on IG naturally, right? Because obviously I don't have to edit it and this and that or whatever. I just throw it up on IG and that's it. So if you want to know about different events and stuff like that I know about or I'm going to, definitely follow me on there, because like I said, you'll get the stories or you'll get the post or whatever on IG, where you'll be able to learn from it faster. Like I said, it's just faster to do it on there. So make sure you guys follow me on IG, FaTkaT8181 on IG, man. All right. Other than that, that's it, man. Everybody stay safe, stay humble, stay blessed, you know, and most importantly, stay true to yourself and stay genuine, man, because anything else will be on civilized, man. We out of here. Let's go.